Hey beautiful shining stars. So excuse my mess because now you get as part of my life book class, you get to see behind the scenes of my daily craziness. So let's go over to my altars because I don't have any pictures because I'm doing all these videos. I want to show you all. So this is my personal altar. I have the one where I do my intentions and kind of like daily energies. And then if I go, I'm holding my light book, sorry. If I go up, that is my extended masters, family members altar. You can barely see it because it's like way up there, but I have like full of pictures, almost like Coco. Um, Below, oops, I'm hitting stuff. I have a disaster. Below, I have like all the oils that I have been creating, oils that I use to create more oils. This is kind of like my messy workstation. So this is where I like create the candles, I create the oils, so I do clean it up. But this week I've been doing a lot of products. So back there, these are all my money candles that I'm adding energy to. So before I add the energy to, I make sure that I add all the ingredients, all the stickers, all the seals, and all that good stuff. Here we go to the altars that I have going. More mess. So now, this little space here where you see all of this, I've been going live on TikTok. So this is kind of like my little live station for now, because what I've been doing are my little trick-or-treats, which are down there. So they're like little trick-or-treat goodies that have crystals and all that good stuff. So I will do it here live. That's why you see a disaster, because I'll get like these cute little Halloween guys and I'll fill them up with crystals and goodies, and that is in my TikTok. Then I have my business that I do for my granddaughters, which we do a lot of hand painting. The picture up there that you see of the cat, those are one of my paintings that I do. I started that one. You can see it's still not finished. I actually started that one a few years ago. So I feel like that's how I manifested our beautiful kitty. And just all the different art for all of my different Etsy shops. More art for my Etsy shops. So this that you see back here, this is my famous never-ending moving flamingos picture that I'm always adding to, and I'm never gonna sell. I'm leaving them for my kids. I absolutely just love adding energy through painting. It's a lot of fun. It's a great way to release, and also for when you're needing creativity, just finding your art is a great way to tune to that frequency. Okay, if you look over here, I have more workstations. So this is my new endeavor. I'm creating journals. So you see all the autumn journals that I have that I'm working on for my other Etsy shop. I work right across from my husband, so you're going to see all of his pills and stuff because he's been very, very sick. So he has a lot of pills. Here is his baseball card and collectibles business. That's my bookshelf where I have a lot of my research, a lot of the books that I'm learning, expanding from, and of course my journals and all that good stuff. Another workstation, kind of like my printing station. And if you look at the window, what do you see? My oils. So the oils there are with a lot of crystals. Let me show you. So here I have oils that I add a lot of energy to. That's why my oils have a lot of energy. So I'm sharing with you a divine secret. So here they catch sun and moon energy. They have crystals. Kitty must have flipped one. Oh, she flipped a couple. So not only that, you get kitty energy too. The Archangel Raziel oils. The kids went out because we have the live in a few days for the Archangel Raziel. Yeah, and then let me show you the amulets. So these are the blue moon amulets that I just co-created with Spirit. So they have a lot of manifesting energy. It has the blue moon oil that I created that is not even in this room, and which I can't even show you because that's part of my sacred space that I cannot show. And it has a lot of like gold foil, carnelian, rose for love, to bring unconditional love energy. And of course, that's all of green aventurine all around them, plus my pyramid to activate and emanate that divine energy. This is why when clients purchase my amulets or my Felix Felicis, they get all of that beautiful energy. And outside, that's my van. That's my dream car. I know I need an upgrade, but I absolutely love, love, love my car. So excuse my hair. The weather here is like shifting, and I haven't like done my hair for a little while. I mean, it's clean and washed, but look at this. Look at this. It looks like I got electrocuted. All right, so I wanted to share with you guys. One of you guys said that you don't hear your angels at all. So I'm going to tell you a story. So many, many years ago, when I first started working with my angels, I was really frustrated because I couldn't hear them. I couldn't hear them, I couldn't see them, and I'm one of those individuals that like to control things. So long story short, I said, I want to see you, I want to hear you. One of the things that happened was within that time frame, because I was going through panic attacks and all this stuff, which nobody knew what it was. They thought I was having, because I do have like heart conditions, so they thought it was part of my heart condition. It turned out to be panic attacks. But long story short, Archangel Michael, I saw him full-fledged in my closet. But that's a whole other story. That was one of the things. One of the first things that happened was that I was getting ready for bed, because I do a lot of connecting with spirit through lucid dreaming. So when I right before I go to sleep, and in that in between, that's like the most powerful manifestations that you're gonna have are in that in between state, when you're not asleep but you're falling asleep, so you're almost like there but not there, you know what I mean? And I work on my intentions. I connect with the energy that I want to manifest, you know, the ethereals. If for those of you that did my wealth class, you know, I talk about connecting with your people, your guides, your, you know, who you're trying to manifest with, connecting with those energies to help you co-create. So I'm going to share with you, and I'm sorry that these videos are long. It's just my videos are long because I share so much. So beautiful Sarah Jordan, which I love her. She's Rich Witch. I have a really, really great connection with her. And she sent me an email, and I saw it literally the date of the 9/9 portal energy. So I did 9/9 portal energy rituals for, of course, my on-calls. That's why you see all those pink candles there. And then I did one for a client that asked me to do it for because I kind of like messaged him last minute, and he's like, oh my god, yes, definitely. So last minute, she blasts an email. It wasn't personally to me. She just sends like an email like I do. And she was doing like a community. I have like my candles on. Let me go check. So she was doing a community ritual. And I said, you know what? Like, I felt like Spirit had sent that energy to me, because apparently she had blasted twice. And so she had them really cheap. I think it was like 5, 10, 15 for those community rituals. And I said, well, oh no, 10, 15, 20. I don't know. I know that I did the in between. It might have been 5, 10, 20. I don't know. Long story short was I sent her, and she messaged me right back. She saw that it was me, and she wrote, hi Daisy, thanks for joining. I'm happy to offer it. And she goes, from now on, you are already a successful businesswoman. Carry yourself like her. So, you know that I always say that you have to live in the end. And this is for you, Rachel. This is for everyone. But I feel like this is like, I'm creating this video because Rachel, one of our participants, sent me some really deep down feelings, emotions, what she's going through, right? And she's like, I can't, like, she's going through, she wants to hear the angels. She's going through like what I went through with my angels, wanting to hear them, and getting frustrated, because I got really frustrated when I couldn't hear my angels. So stick with me. So she said, carry yourself like her, dress like her. You don't have to spend money for this to happen. Remember, this is all about the success in your business. The success in your business looks like to you. She says, I have a good friend who is a multimillionaire, but he looks like Jesus riding a surfboard. You would never know he's rich, but he's the most generous person I know. If you like wearing nice watches or jewelry, do that. If you don't care about that sort of thing, you do what matters to you. I personally love fancy teas and will happily pay $10 to $20 for one at any fancy shop because it makes me feel rich. I do the same thing but with like coffee. Spending time around other wealthy people helps me get that feeling. Get rid of stuff in your home that makes you feel poor or lacking. And she wrote, for some people this could be socks with holes. For me, it's like old underwears, old T-shirts. Like if I see, I don't really wear a lot of socks, but yeah, if I had socks had holes, definitely. Decluttering, cleaning. Like even though you see my altar area over there a bit messy, that was just last night's work because I went to sleep at 5 o'clock in the morning because I'm launching my TikTok shop and I'm putting a lot of work and effort to it. So last night I couldn't like I actually did clean up. It was a lot worse. So when you have multiple businesses the way I do, you're kind of like putting yourself here, there, and everywhere. And one of the when I asked her, I don't remember exactly what I asked her, but I was like, I want to see like divine success in my businesses. I want to get to like the next stage. So this is what she said. She said, get rid of stuff in your home that makes you feel poor or lacking. For some people, this could be socks with holes. For others, this could be clutter. For others, could be an old couch in the basement that they had since they were broke in college. Remember, this is about wealth, what wealth means to you. And I love this. She said, imagine light on your Etsy website, shop, and social media, like it's glowing. This light is attracting you the best clients. You help them get away. You help them get what they want, and they help you reach your goals too. Absolutely love this. But listen, this is what really created the aha moment with me. Things to avoid. I absolutely love truth. When I share my truth with my clients, and like when you guys share your truth with me, and like, hey Daisy, you should try this, or hey Daisy, don't worry about that. That's fine. Like I love that. So things to avoid. Listen to this. Telling the old story. What do I tell you guys? You have to change your story. But we don't realize that sometimes until somebody else has, hey Daisy, you're still telling this story. Like you don't have those aha moments. You don't really realize certain things until somebody points it out. My soul cousin, my soul brother, who is my cousin, is always sharing like that. He'll tell me certain things. Hey, well, something we just say, oh my God, that's terrible. Cut, delete. It's not terrible. It's beautiful. It's awesome. It's lovely. But there's just like certain phrases, certain things that we pick up and we say because it's kind of like a trending word, and you just pick it up. My like I said, my mom's says no es fácil. It's not easy, you know. I changed it around to wow, or how do you feel today? I don't feel so wow today. So I'm still using the wow. I'm not saying I feel bad or I feel less than or I don't, even when you say I don't feel good, it's way better than I feel awful or I feel bad or it's terrible. So you'll have to, because remember, everything that we say, we're spelling, we're giving out that vibration and energy. But listen to what she says. Telling the story, anything that contradicts what you want to accomplish. And listen to this. She says, criticizing yourself or money or your clients on Etsy or your business. Now let's rewind. How many times have I come here and go to YouTube and I'll complain about a negative review or how people are just assholes or things like that? And I'm like, I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it. And then Spirit, as I'm reading this, Spirit shared with me something. And the reason I'm sharing this here is because I want to keep it just like in our class. Like I don't want this to be on YouTube. So I followed this beautiful soul who was extremely successful. She made it to the 7-figure mark. She opened her shops. She had an Etsy, Amazon, and I forgot what other. She was selling. She's the one that started the whole community thing. Like when you heard community services, she's the one that created that. I don't know if she did, but that's the first person that I saw ever doing this. I'm not gonna share her name. Some of you might know because I have talked about her before. Long story short, in a course of since 2023, she went through a really dark span. It started with harassment, stalking. She unfortunately invited someone into her circle and this person took advantage of her. She almost lost her daughter because that person so she got into a really, really dark state. This girl was charging for her, I know because I got a ritual from her. She charged maybe more than me. Like my rituals sometimes vary from like 100 to 300, right? And then my altars are a lot more. Her rituals are like 100 to 188 to 200 something, depending on what you want done. And Her communities, I think, were like 15 or something like that, and she was doing great. I mean, over 20 people had that in her cart. She opened her own spiritual shop. I mean, imagine how good she was doing. Long story short, somehow, some way, she lost everything. Everything. I didn't wanted to get into it. Like, she just post some stuff on her YouTube about her business and whatever. And the last thing that I've been noticing lately, because I still subscribe to her, I still send her love and support and healing, because that's what you do, you know, towards someone. Like, you don't judge, you don't, you know. She's selling YouTube readings for $11.11. $11. Like, that's like what you do in the beginning when you want to start getting clients. When you, and then she has a lot of people you see in the messages and the comments. Hey, I paid for something last month and I still haven't heard from you. Hey, I ordered a message, a reading 6 months ago. I still haven't heard from you. It's almost like she doesn't want to hear, like she owes, owes, you know, a lot to people, and she just can't get out of it, you know. And I noticed that her videos are not even in a house. I noticed that they're like in hotels, motels, almost like she's running, like something is not right. So it made me think about something. One of the things that she would do is sometimes she would go live, because you're gonna have scammers, you're gonna have haters, you know, and it happens. That's how you know. One of the biggest things that I've learned is when you start having haters, that's when you know you did it. Because once you have a hater, you know that you're out there, you're popular, everybody's looking at your stuff. I will never forget that I had someone that told me that, Daisy, once you have a hater, you did it. Like, keep pushing forward, because it's gonna blow up from there. So she got a couple of scammers, a couple of haters, like I said, the whole stalking, and she would do like not curses, but like revenge spells and send stuff back to them. And I don't know if something backlashed. I don't know what it was, because like I said, I'm not criticizing, I'm not judging. I'm just saying what beautiful Sarah said, things to avoid, telling the old story, anything that contradicts what you want to accomplish, criticizing yourself or money or your clients on Etsy or your business. Meaning, even if I get a negative review, from now on, like when I get negative reviews, I don't look at them anymore. If I could help them, I will, of course. But if it's somebody's upset because of whatever, I'm just like, no, that's not me. It's not my issue. I try to help. I try to do as best as I can. Um, Checking for results obsessively. What did I tell you about my phone? What did I tell you about my phone? I didn't notice. Like, for me, I thought it was more like I'm checking for like clients, it's like the truth comes out, right? And I'll have clients that'll message me because, time frames. So I'll wake up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning if I'm sleeping early, which usually I'll go to sleep earlier than that. I go to sleep like 12 and I'll wake up at 2 or 3, because I do sometimes meditations at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And first thing I do is check my phone. If I have messages, I'll message them back. I remember I had a client was like, damn, you don't sleep. Like, I just talked to you 7 or 8 hours ago, right when I woke up, and I'm talking to you X amount of time ago. When do you sleep? So, checking for results obsessively. It works best when you relax and not trying too hard. So that's for you, Rachel, because I feel like when she said that to me, I automatically thought about you. We try really hard because we want results, because we want things to manifest. And one of the things that Spirit is always telling me is just to surrender. Surrender the control, surrender the outcome. Just allow, surrender it all. Or reacting to the 3D. The 3D world is what most people call reality, but reality only reflects what is in our conscious, your mind. So if you change your focus and what you place your attention on, you change your reality. What you see as reality is the result of old thoughts, habits. As you change your expectations, actions, thoughts, and beliefs, your old reality gets phased out over time. So I think it's so crazy, because just so I got that video that I shared on, what was it, Saturday or Sunday? It was the guy, the preacher guy, this like, you've been waiting for a long time, this is your moment. So when Spirit told me to watch that, so I started my 100-day challenge. Today is like day 7 or 8, right? So a little over a week. So the whole point of my 100-day challenge is that I'm doing 100 things towards the outcome of what I intend and I desire, right? So every day, this is why you see all this stuff. Like, I have a bunch of junk journals here. These are for autumn. These I created these for autumn, and I made a bunch of them. And I have a goal of what oh I have a goal of what I want to how do I say, I have a goal of what I want to make from them, right? Because I have a plan of how I'm going to pay the bills. Because, like I said, my husband just had he's going through health issues, and he's been out of work for a little while. So I have to kind of, we gotta pan out the load and stuff. And on top of that, my mother-in-law gets here on Thursday, so then I have to rearrange everything. You see what I showed you? That's all gonna be completely changed in the next few days. So you have to surrender and focus on what you're trying to achieve. So instead of, I'll set a goal, I'll say, okay, I'm going to sell these for X amount of money, and my goal is to make X amount of money, right? But I surrender it. I don't like post it and be like, oh, it hasn't sold. Nobody wants to buy. Like, that when you like overthink it and you go over and over. So I thought it was so funny when she says that, because there are times, because I have to pay a certain bill, so you get overwhelmed. I have noticed though that even when, like, per se, I'm late on a bill, before I used to get super anxious and, oh my god, how am I gonna do it, and the clients owe me money, or money's not coming in, or you get stressed because it's, and one thing that I did and that I noticed now is that now I surrender that, because I know the money's gonna come in, because I have that connection, because between the wealth course that I co-created with you guys, using all that, and Spirit just shared with me the next, how to speak the language of money. So the next class that we're going to be doing, of course, my altars, you guys don't have to worry, because that's going to be a hefty price. This is my new big hefty price class, because the stuff you're going to be learning in that class is crazy. Because what Spirit has done with me this time, instead of me learning along with you in a class, they're showing everything. I'm experiencing. I'm teaching it to others. I have betas, like I said, that I teach the stuff to. My altar clients are also, I use it on their stuff. So we're human, so we will slip up, and complain or react from time to time. As long as you get back to believing in what you want, this is what matters. This is what creates. Your dominant thoughts, what you think about most, is what creates. So it's super true, because there's times that the monkey mind will come through, and you'll freak out. For example, with me, is my freak out is that I call my mom almost every day. So every time that she gets into that dark lala energy, I freak out, because I'm like, oh my god. So sometimes I will vacation from my mom for a few days, and then I'll just try to like stay in the zone. You see how my background is always this type of serene energy. What kind of things would you be doing now if you had this success you desire? So that's what I'm doing, because like I said, I just launched my TikTok, I have my Shopify, so I'm doing things as if, it already occurred. I saw something which I think it was funny, because I sent it to Diane, she's my beautiful, beautiful fairy goddaughter. This Reiki girl, tea healer, she has her Reiki shop. I'm not burning something. Sorry about that. I smelled like something was burning. I guess the incense just came to us close. So anywho, this beautiful girl has this Reiki shop, and she had this beautiful energy to do something with her sprays. I do that too. I create sprays. I sell them in my Etsy shop. A lot of people buy them all the time, because they're like, oh my god, this is like amazing. Because I create the sprays first with moon water, energized moon water. Then I add certain oils and energies to crystals. So there's a lot of energy in my home spray. So she does something similar, and she sells. People would come into her, healing sessions, and were like, "Oh my god, it smells so good!" And she's like, "Oh, this is my spray." So they're like, "Oh, you got to bottle it up for me." So she started selling them in her shop. And while she's doing TikTok, because her lives were mostly, this is my Reiki shop or whatever store business, and she got this start her spray bottle business, right? So she posted one video and it was nice, and people, she got a lot because she had already a following. So then people were like, oh, this is awesome. So they started to buy, here and there. And she's like posting, oh, I got a sale here and there. And then she says that it went crazy. She said one of her videos went viral and she sold, I mean, she's like, at TikTok had to turn her shop off because she has so many orders and she had to catch up on the orders. Imagine having that many orders that you have to like stop everything and focus on that. So she says like always prepare, always prepare, like the craziestness is gonna happen. And I feel like that is the energy that we get when we start doing as if it's going to, because your ego is always going to tell you it's not going to happen. Your ego is always going to tell you, why are you doing that? You should just give up. It's not going to work out. And egos, unfortunately, the ego does that because it wants to keep you safe. It wants to keep you in this, ego doesn't like change, So it wants to keep you in this kind of like, oh no, you don't want to buy a house, it's gonna be too big, and then it starts telling you things like, oh, the bills are gonna be higher, you're gonna pay more electricity. So it starts making you think of all the negative things of why you shouldn't do this, when the truth is, if you do this, it's going to be so much better. And you might, like, for example, my front door neighbor, it has a 4-bedroom house and she pays less than she was paying here for her 2-bedroom apartment, crazy as that sounds. So it's like, you cannot allow ego, you cannot allow that dark Lada energy to keep your energy down. So I love when she's like, what kind of things would you be doing if you had all the success that you desire? What kind of things would you be thinking or saying or buying? So once she said that, and I've been connecting with the whole energy of money, which I taught that in the wealth class. It's just that I use it a lot more, which is tapping into the ethereal energy. In the wealth class, we had a moment where we tapped into that ethereal energy, and I only did like one module on it, like one day on it, but that energy, even on the wealth class, I was like, this is something that you want to like always do and always repeat. Well, I've been doing that, and now the connection is like so much greater. It's so beautiful. So the launch for that course is going to be at the end of this year, and it's going to be the craziest, my biggest thing yet. So I'm excited. Here's another tip for you. A few times a day, this could be while you're relaxing, watching TV, or walking outside, for example. Take 10 minutes and mentally repeat to yourself, my business is thriving, I'm helping so many people. She says, do this every day and let me know how your life changes. It's already changing. And then I love this because she's like, I'm super excited for you. Keep me posted with your results. It's already done. I've already imagined your email to me with your success story. She's like, write a draft of it now and feel the excitement. And then she said, hit send when it happens on your end. You don't have to be bouncing off the walls. But for me, that feeling, it confident, almost a smug, knowing like, yep, I did it again. I'm so powerful. So I love that because it's almost like she invited me to script. And the best scripts are when you are writing to someone that that you have that rapport with, because I feel like the energy is a lot stronger. You know what I'm saying? So in this segment today, we're gonna do that. Okay? So I said all this story. 30 minutes later. You're gonna write an email to someone close to you. Now you don't have to send it. You don't have to send it, but you want it to be somewhere where you see it. You can print it out, and you're going to share with them the outcome that you desire. Okay, this could be to me. You could, someone that you have this close connection to. Okay, not like I don't want you to feel a need for this person. Like, example, I don't feel a need for Sarah. I see Sarah as my witchy daughter that I just have a lot of connection with. I have a lot of things in common with. She's so smart, and I looked up to her when she wrote her book. I use her book for the format for my books because she inspired me so much. So it's someone that mentors me, that I look up to, that super excited because I'm like, oh my gosh, she did it. I could do it. And then she's so sweet. It's very hard to find people like me that will talk to everybody. She's like that. She will talk to everybody. She messages everybody. She responds. You don't see that. I've dealt with a lot of spiritual people, and you do work, and they'll send you one phrase, and don't ask any questions because you're not going to get a reply. You'll get an automated message says, work is done. Have a good day, and bye bye. you know. So, anywho, long story short, send that email. I want you to address it to someone, and this could be a celebrity. This could be, think about someone that you really look up, not that you're jealous of, no jealousy, okay? If it's someone that you're jealous of, it's not gonna work. It has to be someone that you look up to, that has inspired you, like, a mentor that you just have that beautiful connection with. And you're gonna draft an email declaring what it is that you desire in a script. Dear Sarah, I'm super excited because you are so right. My business is thriving. I just launched my new businesses on different socials, and they're doing X amount of money every month. I'm so thrilled, And go on, and like I said, I printed it out, the one that she wrote to me, and you're gonna put it inside of your life book, because your life book has so much energy. Your life book, the candles drive me crazy. So I have talking about everything. So I have a bunch of candles that when they're like the chimes, I think I said that wrong. You have to keep an eye on them because sometimes with all the herbs and stuff around it, they could catch fires. I've had a couple hazards. And I hear the crackling, which is great because that means that whatever they intended, the crackling, it shows you the spirits like they're taking care of the situation. So that's why I'm like, and then since I'm rearranging everything, I have something that takes away. So I literally have to walk over there to see. So create the email. And of course, I have a printable for this energy. So, because I love to create magic. And I always tell you, get a binder so you can add all these printables, or do it in a notebook that you're using for this class. And I'm going to share with you, of course, my on-call altar. You don't have to do this because, like I said, your kitty, don't drop me. The kitty right went under. Your 2024, all the classes and courses are yours. So this class, this wealth class, which is called, let me go grab my book again. It's called Mastering the Language of Money. So 555 is the energy of money, and it's an energy of just receiving and giving. So a lot of the times people don't understand that in order for us to receive, we have to give. So language has a certain vibration and certain money. If you took the wealth class, you saw in the principles, we save 10%, we give 10%, we use, of course, money for our bills and our everyday things. So one of the things that Spirit has been sharing with me, first of all, they're like, you need to do your nails because you do a lot of crafts and stuff, and you're on the video. Like, think about the time that you did your nails and they were so pretty, and it makes you feel good. It does make me feel wealthy. The reasons why I don't do my nails a lot, first is because I feel like it's something I have to do every few weeks, and it costs costs money, right? So I always feel like, oh, I could invest it in my business, or I could, and that is poverty-stricken mentality. And you don't even notice those things. You don't even notice that those are energies of poverty, thinking that, oh, what that, I don't need that. But then you're like, but you do want that, so then you'll start giving yourself excuses. My excuses were, what, kitty? Oh, my nails, which they're not the healthiest, and sometimes when I do them, they make them, a little thinner and all that stuff. But still, the point is, like, they're like, Daisy, but with you're on video all the time, especially now that you're crafting with your hands, they're seeing your hands, there's a reason why I do my hair, because the truth is I probably would have let my black and white hair come out. But the reason why I do it is because, hello, I'm here in front of a video. I can't be sharing about wealth and then look like, Raggedy Ann over here. But it's also an energy that feels good. Like, one of the things that Spirit told me through the wealth class was that every week or every 2 weeks, put dresses and outfits in my cart and purchase them. And that's something that I've been doing. I will either purchase like Victoria's Secret goodies that I like, I add them to my cart. So even if you don't purchase them, by you doing the energy of putting them in your cart, and once you have that extra money, because something I always say, you're gonna spend your money on McDonald's and Burger King anyways, and that's just a metaphor because like I don't go to McDonald's and Burger King, but I'm saying that something's always gonna come up, and you'll not notice that you bought you something that would have cost you 20, 30, $40. If you look at your bank, you probably spent it on subscriptions. I have Paramount, I have Peacock, I have Amazon. Sometimes I'll go crazy. I'll be like, I don't even watch anything because I don't watch half of this stuff. So what I do is like I let my kids handle that now. Because I remember there was 1 month that I spent between DoorDash and subscriptions and stuff like that. It was like over $1,000. And it's just like, think about all the clothes that you could purchase for yourself that makes you feel good. They could get rid of all the clutter with $1,000. So there's like things that we could, instead of doing this, Peacock, Amazon Prime, are you serious? DoorDash, or that are going to make you feel good. So you have to like balance things out. And sometimes you don't even notice, because that was my thing. So one of the things that I'm doing this in the next couple of weeks during the energy of September is just a little, I'm taking it up to the next. So not only am I, every few weeks am I purchasing things for myself, but now I'm also doing my nails. I'm going to focus on my hair, and these are things that make me feel good. I always tell you guys that. How many guys have I done readings for you? There's spirits like, go get a makeover, do stuff that makes you happy, you know. So when you are working with your angels, just like you're gonna script, your angels hear you. You talk to them just like you're talking to me. Don't expect the reply. Allow the reply. Do you understand what I mean? Because if you're like, I know because I went through this. So we're jumping around into everything. When I wanted to hear my angels and I couldn't hear them because I wanted them to talk to me just like I'm talking to you. So I was so like oversaturated with the explosive mind that I didn't allow them to just enter my reality. However, best way they could express to me what they were trying to illustrate, right? And in the beginning, it was through books. Like I said, I would just go to bookstores and I would get the angel chills. Or I would randomly, I would be just talking to somebody in the supermarket and they would say something that was like the answer to the questions. I questions all the time. Darn it, that's my other journal over there. But here, and these are old questions. Wait, turn it around, Daisy. Let's show you some of the questions. I said to one of my angels. Some of you already have your angels. I keep repeating, if you haven't sent me your birthday, please do so I could get you your angels as well. I said, beautiful, the name of the angel, guide me with understanding the laws of manifesting in humanly basic ways so I can conquer this divine knowledge and utilize it in my life. Thank you, the angel's name. I look forward to learning from you. They answered that already. Because one of the things, and this was August 7th, 2023, so this was over a month ago that I asked the angel this question, and they already answered. I have to come back and write that. Here's another one. Oh no, where's it? Find my, shows how to find, beautiful. Okay, guide me with my healings. If you are here for my work, or my family, or myself, I invoke you to guide me. Thank you. So this angel of healing showed up, and this was August 7th. This was before what happened to my husband, and this angel had already worked with me to help me with the healing. So who knows if it would have been a lot worse, right? Because like I said, there's unseen forces that are working on our behalf that we are unaware of. This is why I love working with the angels, because you might not see it because you're right here in that 3D world like Sarah described, and you're so like sucked by that energy, and that you're just focusing on what you don't have, and you're focusing on what you don't have, and you're focusing on what you don't have. um, One of the things that I shared with you was, did you realize all the things that you have manifested in the past that maybe you weren't aware of because you're too focused on what you don't have? And that's a lot of times what happens, that we see what we do not have, and it is taking our energy. It's really like consuming us because we see what we don't have. Instead, if we look at what we do have, just like I showed you a little, and you're probably like, damn, Daisy's house is a mess. But this mess makes me happy because it's my business. Like, I'm here right now, and my husband will come and he's going to watch his football game in a little while, and I'm going to be working on my crafting, you know? Here right now, because he's taking a nap because his pills make him tired, I'm working on my webpage, my beautiful classes. And then sometimes when everybody's sleeping, it's gonna be either early morning or late at night, I'm live on TikTok, you know? So it's like, it makes me happy because everything that I do because it really, really makes me happy. So from what Sarah shared with me, which I had already known, which was so crazy to me, because it was just spirit reminding me of what I already knew. What really, really opened me up was when she said, don't criticize your clients. Because one of the things that I told her is, there's a certain type of client that I notice that I attract. How do I stop attracting this? Because I can't seem to figure it out. And I didn't share that with you because, hello, you guys are my clients, so I'm not going to criticize you, right? And that's what she said to me. Stop criticizing your clients, because that's what you're focused on. I'm focused on that client that's doing XYZ. So instead of focusing on that, what I need to do is focus on my work. Allow that client to find its way, or her way, or his way, so I could do what I need to do. And the perfect thing that happened was, one of those clients showed up in my shop the other day, and I replied, because my VA was not there, because I'm doing the 100-day challenge. So I have a VA that's taking care of like Etsy, because I get a lot of the times Etsy is not so much me, because when it's a ritual and stuff I do, of course, hands on, I'm there, I'm taking care of the situation, because like they're paying a hefty price for a ritual. Once it's done, it's just like, hey, allow the energy to flow, just allow what we did to flow. But sometimes sometimes no, every day I have clients that just have questions. They'll ask questions about a ritual there, especially I have a lot of DIY, so they'll ask questions about DIYs. So this client, Etsy now has this thing where you could offer a % off. And it was I took my contact spell, they used to be $333 and then was $444. I took it all the way up to $666. And a lot of people are like, 666 scares people. And I want to share something crazy about you. And 666 is a divine number. Because a 6 plus 6 is 12, which is 18, and then 8 plus 1 is 9. So it's almost like that energy inverts into itself, and it's a great energy for manifestation. Now, the controllers want you to think that that's like a negative energy. So here's what happened. The people that now purchase my contact ritual don't bother me. They download it. If they're happy, it manifests. They leave me a positive review. If they don't like it, they'll leave me 2 or 3 stars, and they'll be like, hey, it was awesome, it didn't work for me. So I've noticed a shift. I've noticed that it works that way. So this client just set an offer. First, it didn't let her offer. She wanted to just offer me $3 for it. And then she wanted to offer $4. So yesterday I got an offer, and I was like, what is this? This is a new Etsy thing. And she offered me $555. And I told her, I said, hey, don't get upset. I get it. If you don't have the money, I totally get it. I have other contact rituals that are downloadable. They're only like $3. and I don't offer discounts, which is not true because sometimes I do put my shop in sale, which I told her. I said, but you should get a thank you ticket. You like put it in your cart and it's just gonna send you a coupon. Truth is, I don't even know how to do those offers because I did it one time. I added the offer for 555 and she said she didn't get it. So, I was like, I don't know how to do it. So I tried, but I felt like it wasn't supposed to be. Because if I sent the offer and she didn't get it, she sent it again. And I was like, it's not working. And she wasn't upset, but you could tell that there was a resistance, right? So I said to her, I said, just go to my webpage and I have a lot of, scripting and stuff. So she was happy with that. And I gave her all the free scripting stuff, because I felt that, she didn't have the money, but I took it in a very different way. You know what I'm saying? So instead of being like annoyed and, oh my God, these people are driving me crazy, I have so much work to do, instead of criticizing, I answered her questions. I gave her what she needed and I sent her on her way and she was happy. So I gave out of love, which I do a lot, but there's days that, hello, we're deranged here, right? You know what I'm saying? Going back to what Sarah says. So when we're criticizing and we don't notice this, I don't even notice. We're human. We're gonna have moments, especially that, like I said, like my main thing last, week and a half ago was that I was overwhelmed. Was literally sobbing, saying, I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. So sometimes we're gonna go through different energies that are gonna overwhelm us. But it's the story that we say. It's the story that we're constantly telling. So if I'm coming here to you and complaining about you guys, it's not good. Do you get it? What I'm saying? So I didn't think about it. I thought it was like me like venting or sharing a story, but I'm literally complaining, So when you write your script, write it without complaining. Don't do the daisy. No complaining. Write it as if what you want has already manifested. You're in this beautiful, serene outcome. Everything has panned out. And even if it's your husband is driving you crazy, don't put that in there. Put that he's genuine and nice and lovey-dovey. Put on all that beautiful vibrational energy, because that's what you want to attract. Even if we're having moments that is too much. I know I'm not easy. God knows I know I'm not easy. Anywho, so as I was saying, the class is going to be, I'm launching it December 31st. I'm working on it now. I'm losing my voice. My client's gonna be like, yes, this is why you do 15-minute videos. My class is going to be on December 31st. It's $555. It's 21 modules on mastering the language of money. And this class, if you guys think the wealth class helped you with your finances, that was just a trickle, because what I'm witnessing is massive. And not only that, I'm going to show you, I'm gonna show, just like I showed you my house, I'm gonna show you like finances. I'm gonna show you some crazy stuff. So, but you guys, because you're in this class, and by the way, nobody else is taking this class. There's 6 of us here, so unless they got this class, nobody's taking this class. This is a one-time thing. This is just for you guys. So feel special, feel unique, feel radiant. For you guys is $444. So the angels, because what are we doing in this class? We're working with the angels. So since it's on December 31st, you guys can do a payment plan to get the Mastering the Language of Money class just for you. It's going to be 21 modules. It's going to be very hands-on, and we're going to do a lot of lives. We're going to do a lot of lives because the whole point is that we are going to see how we're connecting with the angels. We're going to be connecting with money. So let's get this going. Let's get this radiant energy shifting. Let's put all of this dark lala energy that we feel that creeps up on all that ego telling you, oh yeah, that client's a pain in the ass, Daisy. No, that client pays my bill. I'm grateful for that client. You know what I'm saying? And it's so sad because it just reminds me of that moment that I stopped gossiping. I mean, I was really young. I was only 21. Was I 21? Maybe 22? 21 or 22. And I'll never forget because unfortunately my mom loves to gossip. So that was our thing, is gossip about her and gossip about, I mean, who doesn't gossip? Everybody gossips, right? But it was that moment that we gossiped about my best friend in her party, complained about her. And she walked in and caught us. And I felt like the worst person in the world. And I apologized. I looked at her, and I had like a knot in my throat. And I looked at her and I'm like, no, I'm sorry. We're an asshole. No, this is your baby shower. Go enjoy it. You're not supposed to do anything. We don't want anything from you. If not, why did we do it? And it was at that moment, and I remember, even then, I told my mom, I don't like that. I'm not doing this anymore. Of course, she still does it, but it's her thing. Some people just, that's part of who they are. And I'm not saying that everybody doesn't talk about other people, because you're gonna have conversations, and Sally and Joe are gonna come up. You're gonna talk about, hey, did you see what Sally and Joy are up to? But there's one thing about expressing about a story. Let's say to talking to your husband, you're like, oh yeah, Sally and Joe just went on a celebrity cruise, and did you see their pictures? Oh my god, it was so awesome, and damn, did like, you're having that conversation. But it's another thing when you're like so low on that, like the whole thing that happened with Jennifer Love Hewitt. I mean, she had to take her post down. It was all over TMZ and Newsweek and everything, because people are ugly. People are fucking ugly. But that is what you don't want to focus on. That's what you don't want to focus on. So instead, what next time? I'm not. I mean, I vented. It's still up on Instagram. Body shaming and bullying, like Diane said, that's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. And people got mad at me, and that's fine, because shame on you. Shame on you for going to somebody's page and telling them the XYZ. Nobody's going to your house to tell you shit. But the point is that we must be loving. That what we criticize is what we bring about. Do you get that? So if you're like, oh, I'm doing all this manifesting work and it's just not working. It's just not working. You're criticizing the work that you're doing. With me, sometimes I'll have clients that'll buy something today, and 5 minutes later, they're reviewing it. And now if they're giving like a 5-star review, this, I could feel it, it's positive, that's positive. But there's some that'll leave like a 2 or 3 star, and you're like, I'll come back when it manifests. You're self-sabotaging, because you're looking for, you're like testing the energy. Like I'll believe it when I see it, What did the Santa Claus say? Seeing isn't believing. Believing is seeing. That's the way it is. And always surround yourself with love energy. If you're around somebody that's criticizing you, then you shouldn't be around them. And that's what some of the things she says, like, surround yourself with wealthy people. Surround yourself with people, and it's super crazy, because also thing that I heard was this reverend was talking about, which I do. I don't have credit cards, because I noticed that the system is rigged to always have you owing money. Always. If you look at 1835, the show, if you look at just a bunch of these different, like, they're always showing you how way back when Tesla, the reason why Tesla, his stuff was buried by the government, was because Tesla showed how electricity and that stuff is free. The internet should not cost us $150 a month, because we have a business. It just shouldn't be. This is satellite people. So, but the point is, we don't criticize that, because that's poverty. That's blaming the government. All of that stuff, those are things that unless you're an activist, unless you're like involved and stuff like that, I find that the best way to make the change is boycotting. If I look what happened to Ford. Ford decided that they didn't care about the US, so Ford is American made, but they were making their parts in their cars elsewhere because it was cheaper labor. So not only are they hurting the people over there because they're getting paid less, but they're hurting their country because they're taking away the jobs. So now they're infrastructure the whole thing to make American made, right? Again, we're getting to politics. But the whole point is that if you want to see changes in your life, you be the change. stop saying things like spending or debt or just a lot of words that we use like terrible, because those are things that we're just emanating, and that's why the language of money is so powerful. Such a powerful class. If you have the courage, I was gonna say something else, and you want to send me the email so I can see what you wrote and add extra energy to it, you are welcome to do so. lovegoddessdaisy@yahoo.com. Of course, I'll write all that there. I'm sorry, an hour. We're going into an hour. But yeah, you know me, I have to tell a lot of stories, and that's what I do. So, anywho, your life book. Like right now, I'm with you, and I saw the questions that I asked about a month ago. And that's the thing, they take time. Because one of the healing questions, my husband was in the hospital last week. So that's the answers right there. Like the angels working on the healing, making sure that it wasn't as bad as it was, right? Um, I paused. The other thing was manifesting, the whole thing of everything that came out, the 100-day challenge that just turned up, that showed me how to every day focus on 100 things that I must do towards my goal, and to have a cutoff date, like it's really cool, that I think I'm on day 7. I'm on day 7. I'm on day 7. So it's really, really cool to see all the ways that the angels show up. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have Archangel Michael to show up in your closet the way he showed up with me. He's never done that again. That was, I don't know, 20 years ago. Anywho, the point is just allow, surrender. Surrender, because they're going to come up, they're going to come to you. They're going to show you, And sometimes it might not be in the meditation. I remember when I first did Lisa Michi's meditations, I didn't see anything. I remember she would take you to the angel realm, and you're supposed to do this, and everybody was like, yeah, I saw this and I saw that. I didn't see shit. It was practice. It's all about practice. It's all about putting the time and allowing, because you got to understand, you're coming to me from a place of, you never talked to the angels before. This is all new. This is different. So just don't be so hard on yourself. And I'm telling you this, just like Sarah told me, sometimes we just need to tell another story, and instead of always thank the angels, because you just never know where the answers are coming from. They might show up as a life experience. You understand? For the healing was a life experience that happened with my husband, and that he's okay. I could have lost him. Do you understand the magnitude in that? That if I wouldn't have maybe involved my angels over a month ago, and this would have happened, and I would have been telling a whole other story. Behind the scenes are unseen forces that are working, that you might not realize or see, but they're working on our behalf. Connecting with the angels and having that beautiful energy of them constantly working on your behalf, you might not be aware of. Sometimes we get upset because this is what we want. I want this. This is what I want. What if that's not for you? What if this is not meant to be? Or what if this is not meant to be right now? It's something that's supposed to happen more along the way. Just like I didn't see my business unraveling to where it unraveled in 2020 and 2021. I didn't see my business a couple of months ago where it is right now. Where is it going? I didn't see myself even doing classes and courses last year. I had an idea, but I didn't allow, because you just don't know where it's going to fold. You just don't know how it's going to. But you have to give yourself that space, and you can't. This is what we do. Think about that big ugly boss in the corner just staring. I don't see the angels working. Are you guys working? I don't hear the ka-ching, because that's me waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning checking my phone. There's no sales. What's going on? There's no sales, angels. What's going on? What do I have to do? What candles do I have to light? So instead, this is what I intend for the month and allowing. And then instead of being like, where did it go? Where did it go? I'm like, okay, what do I have to do next? What's unraveling? What's coming? Because if not, I wouldn't have time. Can you imagine if I wouldn't have prepared this class during the whole week that I took off because of my husband being in the hospital? This class would have, I might have had to give refunds for hundreds of dollars of money that that's been spent. You know what I'm saying? So we have to live in the now, enjoy the now, enjoy the now. It's like I told my daughter, this week is like, because I have goals, I have other stuff to do. I can still catching up. My Patreon knows I'm still catching up. But once I get to that catching up, that I have already leeway because I already, scheduled out stuff, then I could take a day off and enjoy. I love to go to Disney Springs. Enjoy my Disney Springs, enjoy my coffee, because like Sarah does her teas, I love to go and have a cup of coffee or have an amazing dinner somewhere in one of the restaurants in Disney Springs. So just doing things for yourself, honoring yourself, what makes you happy. Not just healing, not just unblocking. Something that Sage Goddess says, she says, I used to do a lot of protection spells all the time. Protection, and blocking and unblocking and unblocking. But she says, sometimes you just have to live your life. You just have to live. You just can't be thinking that everyone and anyone is sending you dark energies and this and the other. Sometimes you just have to enjoy yourself. And it's true. If we keep thinking that we're blocked or that something is sabotaging, you know how many times people come to me and who is the worst? And here I am, a psychic, but who are the biggest scammers that take advantage of those situations? Psychics. You see them all the time. I know, because they message me. Oh, if you did this, your life would be so much better. And they'll notice. They notice, because I'm not going to say that they don't feel. I'm not going to say that they're illegitimate. I'm just saying that they take advantage of situations. How many times have some of you came to me like, Daisy, I have this person that told me I needed to send them $500 because they said that me and my beloved, or that me and my mother, or that me has this huge dark energy, dark energy that's sabotaging, and just like a succubus. How many times? And I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Sometimes we do. I've had a lot of dark energies, dark Lala energies. I do sacred baths. I always tell my clients, sea salt baths. I sell them at my shop. Right now, as a matter of fact, I have the portal energy bath that I just created. And they're inexpensive. They're like $10. Think about it. Every month you just purchase a bath. I should do a monthly healing kit. That's a good idea. Which every month you get like the oil that I created with the healing bath, and that's all you need. I do that. I freeze the bitches that are bothering me that I know of, and sometimes just random energy. Like I'll freeze, negative energies. I'll freeze negative spells. I freeze all that for me and for my family. It's like, just clear that clutter, and then every few months I throw it all away and start fresh. And I'm fine. We're fine. But we can't live thinking that everything is dark, that everything is bad, that things are not manifesting, that things are not working out, because we sabotage it. And with me, she showed me, like, don't complain about your clients because they're, hello. Instead, focus on bringing the light and seeing the the ideal client by also shifting your energy, And I, doing this all the time. And I didn't think of that before, because I was like, oh no, I'm not going to do my nails because of XYZ. But I'm not saying that it's actually a poverty energy, because I'm saying I'm making an excuse when the truth is that $50 every few weeks, it's not a lot of money. So why make that excuse? You know what I'm saying? So there's things that we do and we don't even notice that we're doing it, because ego has us so conditioned. The pastor, oh my God, we're going over an hour. I'm gonna be done. So the pastor, he says that one of the things, he says he was super in debt. And he says he declared bankruptcy. He says everybody's like, no, just pay all the debt. And he's like, there's no way I could pay. He was like $1 million in debt. And he's like, declared bankruptcy, only paid like the stuff that he had to, like, the schools and stuff like that. And then what he did was, after that, he's like, it took a while. And then my credit started going up again. And then here come the same old sharks, same old credit cards. Hey, you want, here's $5,000 credit limit. Here's this. No, he says no. So he says, I have my business debit card. He has his house debit cards. And he goes, you know what my credit card is? He says Uncle Benjamin. He says he has 5 Uncle Benjamins in his wallet all the time. He says not only that's an energy that I'm bringing in because I have $500 in my wallet, but if I need the money, it's there. I don't need a credit card. I have $500 in my wallet all the time. It's quite empowering. If I find it again, I will link you below. I was listening to all his stories. I'm following him now and he's Christian. He's a reverend or a pastor. It's really beautiful listening to all these inspirational stories. So yeah, thank you all for listening. Oversharing. I will talk to you soon, and I would love to see your scripts. Let me know.